So this short video is going to be about the factors that affect the location of the biomes. And we can separate these into two. We've got our global factors, really large scale, and our local factors, smaller scale. So if we start with some of the global factors, the first one, and probably the most relevant one really at the first start, is its proximity or location in relation to the equator. The closer to the equator it is, the warmer it's going to be. The further away from the equator, the colder it's going to be. Now this is important because the warmer it is, the more chance we're going to have of growth of plants, which is going to mean that we have more animals that can be sustained. So when it's warmer, we tend to get larger biodiversity, a larger range of plants and animals. The next thing is the amount of rainfall. This doesn't vary quite as easily as the temperature. We generally get really wet on the equator, then we get dry over the deserts, north and south of the equator, then we get wet again, then we get dry again, and so on. And we'll explain this in a different video. But the amount of rainfall is really important, again, because it determines the amount of growth that can take place. It's very wet in the rainforest, and we have a huge biodiversity. We've got lots of plants and lots of animals. We've got very little rainfall over the deserts, and so there's very little biodiversity in terms of plant and animals. The next thing I want to talk about is the marine influence, and this is how close it is to the sea. This will affect the biomes. If the biome is closer to the sea, there will be more water available, it will probably be wetter, and there'll probably be more biodiversity, so that's life in terms of plants and animals. In terms of local factors, we've got drainage, so how easily the land drains, but also how much water comes into that biome. More water, more life. We've got continentality. This is the distance from the sea, and again that can be a local factor as well as I sort of explained with the marine influence earlier on as a global factor. We've got the aspect or the amount of sunshine. That's really important. More sunshine is going to mean we've got a higher potential for life because plants require light and animals feed on the plants. And two final ones. Soil type. If we've got really rich soil with lots of nutrients in, then we will get lots of growth, so we get areas with good fertile soils like where we live. There's a lot of growth and we get a lot of plant life which can then support other life, and also our altitude, so the height above the sea, and this basically affects it because the higher up we go, the colder it gets. It goes down by 6.5 degrees centigrade for every 1,000 metres we go up, so if it's colder, it's harder for things to grow, and also the amount of oxygen goes down as well as we get higher, so that makes it harder for life. So these are the factors that affect the distribution of our biomes.